For this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a sculptural mug. For this project, you're going to use the majority of our table tools. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to create a handle. Now this handle technique is a little bit different than the last handle that I showed you how to do. With this one, we are going to start with a coil. This is actually an easier way to make a handle, but I kind of want to start it with difficult first. So with this coil, you're going to cut it to about 6 inches long. This will be about the right length to get a proportional handle for your mug. Once you have that coil about the size or diameter of your thumb, you're going to go ahead and pat it with your fingers. Flip it upside down over and over again, and be careful to keep it nice and smooth. After you've done that, you can go ahead and shape it to whatever desired shape you want. I'm going to go ahead and put this to the side and let it get leather hard. You can choose to attach it first or before or after you start sculpting. So when you sculpt, I want you to always look at your sketch. Keep on looking at it to see what you need to do. For my sketch, I decided that I want to start with the letters. So the way that I'm going to do that is first kind of look at the size that they need to be. Then I'm going to take a flattened piece of clay and sketch out the shapes of the letters that I want. So here it's going pretty fast forward. I'm making some more slabs, and I'm going to go ahead and just trace, not cut through, just trace my letters. Now when you make a mistake, all you have to do is rub it with your finger and start again. Make sure you do this so that you don't have to start over and over again. I'm going to let those get leather hard and then attach them a little bit later. So now in my sketch, I have some waves. So I'm sketching out where I want to put them, and then I'm going to score and slip that whole bottom area. You will see why in a second. So now that I have that area scored and slipped, I'm going to take my coil and press it on. Now, you want to score and slip farther or farther down than the coil because you're going to be smearing that clay down. And that area of your cup needs to be scored and slipped. When the clay is wet, you can also go in with a needle tool and smooth out and make the lines more crisp. So you can cut down and then cut to the side. Also, when this becomes leather hard, I'm going to be able to do a lot more work on it. Okay, so here we go. I'm doing some more waves, score and slipping a large portion. Make sure that you're using the needle tool for this and not the serrated rib. We really, really want these notches or scores to be pretty deep, especially because we're also adding soft clay to leather hard clay. Going through using my needle tool to make it nice and smooth, removing the excess so I can get that crisp line. Remember, it always looks rough at first, and then you can go in and do more and more detail. Okay, so we have actually fast forward to the next day, and my handle is leather hard, and also these letters have become leather hard. If I would have cut them out the day before, they might actually get too dry by the next day. So by keeping them on the slab and not cutting them out, it helps it dry a little bit more consistently and evenly. So now that these are leather hard, it will also be easier for me to cut them out. So in this case, I am using an X-Acto knife, but you can also use a needle tool. It's up to you and whatever tool you feel more comfortable using. Remember, with an X-Acto knife, you want to always rotate the blade as you cut. If you need help with this, go ahead and ask, and I'll give you a little bit of a tutorial. All right, so it's going to be fast forwarded. I am going to now cut out the rest of my letters. All right, now that they're all cut out, now we are going to score and slip them on place. Now watch, I trace where it's going to go, and then I score and slip the entire surface area where it's going to be attached. Remember to do this. Do not only do a little portion of the middle, you want to do the entire surface. The reason for this is that you don't want any edges to lift up and accidentally break off. We want it to have a very, very secure connection. Then, when it's attached, I can go ahead and clean it up a little later. So now let's fast forward. You can see I'm going to do this for every single letter. All right, so now this is where I clean it up with a wet brush after they're all attached and then that slip has oozed out of the sides. Okay, so now it's time to attach the handle. The way that you attach your handle is the same exact way that you did for the previous cup. You cut it with an X-Acto knife to make sure that it fits just right, and then you're going to score and slip the entire area, and then push it in till the slip oozes out and go over with a brush. So you can see here, I'm now doing my final touches. I'm going to be carving out along the letters in this case because I wanted them to pop out more, and I'm just smoothing things out and making it perfect. Remember, I want you to not forget this step. It's really important that you still have good craftsmanship with this project. You want it to look nice and clean, and so that you can want and get to use it in the future. I thought I was finished, but I forgot that there was this little line that I wanted to also carve into the cup. So this is still a good way to see how to carve. It reminds me back to when we were doing our identity tile, where you just can use the trimming tools to carve areas and blend things out and to create more layers. Okay, so there's my finished mug. Go ahead and smooth out the bottom with a rib and your finger and put your name and, of course, your period. I didn't put my period because, Okay, so that's it. I hope you enjoy and have fun.